Well, hello there, boys and girls. It is me, Bree, at Cryptic Tales of Terror. First and foremost, happy belated, was it new moon in Capricorn? And I just want to let you guys know that all of these videos that I've been posting about the coven, I've been keeping you guys all private in terms of just initials, your names, and what you did. That's it. And for anybody who plays in a band, I haven't been giving the whole names of your band. Okay, and if your band is only one name, then I'm hyphenating it to keep everybody's privacy. And I know I'm turning spiritual ridiculous. Pay attention to all the synchronicities, okay? The other day I was amazed when I saw 888 and 9999, and I've been seeing a lot of 555. There's a lot of change coming, yo. Some good changes and some bad for others. I need to go home. Okay. List number 2 of coven member assholes. That's sorry, not sorry. Because that's what you guys have been acting like. And ruthless. And there's no fucking need for it. Grow up. Anyways, let's see here. Left off, let's see, 27. OF. Olivia. She's got black hair and those coffin type nails that could rip someone's face off. I think she used to be in the military. Um, I forget what branch she was, and I'll tell you what. The last time that I saw her was at the music venue. I've never seen a face that was just white and the eyes black, like there was no soul. None whatsoever. It was the creepiest shit I've ever seen. Like, it's something like you would see in an exorcism. No joke. She was a mega bully in both the physical and the spiritual world. Um, I think she had a voodoo doll of me and cursed everything in my life and kept me stagnant and made me so sick to the point where I was bedridden. I'm telling you guys, there were wow, 3, 4, 5 on the timer. Things are gonna happen. Boom, boom, boom. Like this month, the next month. Boom, boom, boom. And fast. When I tell y'all that they made it, because there's many people in the collective, many other divine masculines and divine feminines with their karmics that are being attacked by cults and covens, okay? And the collective, there were plenty of times where you guys were sick, that you could barely move and take care of yourself. And all you could do was just lay in bed because you were in so much fucking pain and shit, or throwing up, or whatever. Wow, 444 on the timer. Divinely protected. Us collective are divinely protected. Because the opposition, they've been trying their shit way too much. Oh, yeah. And Olivia also threw a beer bottle at my face once. I'll never forget that night because I've never had that happen to me before anywhere. Never. And she also owns a pew pew, but I don't think she has any business owning one because she's a danger to herself and society. And the weirdest shit, this is random. Everybody that she's dated has never been mentally right again afterwards or has checked out. Yo, I don't know. Fuck, it's not funny. It's really not, but it's like I put a spell on you, black magic, weird. Number 28, JB, Julie. She's got red hair. She's tall and has a petite waist. She's a very high ranked dark priestess. And she's extremely close to Josh and all the other band members of Nocturnus. Of course, that's not the whole full name, but they were all involved. 6:36 on the timer. Julie was such a fan that she even took a picture with them at their recording studio, and that was a long time ago. Julie was secretly working behind the scenes in a group with Dottie and Heather, who is one of the owners of the music venue, and Jen from Colombia, who were hell bent on destroying my life in every way. All three dark witches wanted to keep me stagnant as long as possible, and they wanted me homeless. However, I think there are some people, a smidgen of people, that are pissed at themselves for what they did, especially after they found out the truth. And then, like everybody else, they had a grand old time. But I think with Julie, I think she's one of the few who feels sorry for what she did to me. Because, I mean, now that she knows what the true shit is and all the karmic debt, I think she's going to prison. That download just came to me. I think she's going to prison. 8:11 on the timer when I said that. Okay. Number 29. G.H. George. His nickname is Jorge, and he used to be engaged to Julie. I don't believe they're engaged anymore. But George used to work at the music venue, cooking for everyone on the back porch. But he did get his own food truck later on. He's a very skilled dark high priest who kept me stagnant and away from my reunion with my divine masculine. Number 30, D.S. Dottie. She's tall and has red hair. In fact, Dottie is known for her red hair, or like big kaboom, like this afro chunk, 919 on the timer of red hair. But I will admit, her hair and Julie's hair are a beautiful red color. I must admit. Anyways, Dottie was one of the dark witches who was working in a group with Julie and Heather and Jen from Colombia. Okay? And Dottie definitely had a stronghold over my ass with everything. And I'll tell you what, Since December, I've been able to feel Dottie's rage against me, but it's gotten worse this month of January 2026. And I think she's pissed off because she can't get access to my energy anymore, especially my sacral chakra. So she can't manifest crap anymore. Something tells me that she's got a lot of debt to pay off with other people or with the bank. Okay, and she loved to give me crown chakra attacks, and it was like she wanted to analyze my brain, so she wanted to know how I thought. Okay, like spiritually, crown chakra attacks to see what my brain was like, and then sacral chakra attacks to keep manifesting and soaking the shit out of me, to have a very luxurious lifestyle. But she has gotten herself into a world of trouble. Either she's gonna check out or someone's gonna take her out. That's what I just said right now. Oh, yeah. And she's been determined to delay my reunion with Sean for the longest time. Because this shit has been going on, like I said, for like 11 to 11 and a half, almost 12 years now. And she's sadistic because she enjoys watching me in pain. Dottie has also been training new coven members on how to spiritually bully me. Number 31, DS. David. He's married to Dottie. I don't think he's a dark high priest, the way Dottie is high ranked, okay? But I think he follows the orders that Dottie gives him because he trusts her judgment when it comes to making decisions about killing someone without getting caught. Because this ain't the first time. So, yeah, the reason I'm saying this, I'm like, because I really don't think that this is Dottie's first time. And I think many of the other coven members have taken other people out in the past. So technically, they would become serial killers. That's scary as shit. I think David is also one of the people in charge of planning meetings. And these meetings are just like, Sunday services, but it's to see whether or not the magic is working, and if not, then how they're going to come up with different strategies and play them out. Number 32, KB. First name is Casey, and it's spelled K as in kangaroo, A as in apple, Y as in yellow, C as in cake, E as in elephant, and E as in elephant. Okay? She's Dottie's daughter. Casey and her girlfriend lived at the Rome house. This was the house that my divine masculine and his roommates lived in, and it was known as the party house. Okay? Especially when everybody had left the music venue and they wanted to keep on partying because toxic lifestyle, drinking to the point where you're belligerent and the white snow, you catch my drift, blah blah blah. But anyways, Casey and her girlfriend lived there, but the only reason why she lived there was because her mother wanted her to keep tabs on Sean and his whereabouts, along with who was visiting. But more importantly, Dottie wanted her to see if her magic was working. Casey kept her mom up to date with what was going on, which meant that the magic was working at the time. Dottie told Casey that she would be able to move back in later on, but she had to stay as long as her mother wanted her to. Oh, fucked up shit. But the strategies that they come up with, this is shit like forensic investigator psychology 101. For real. Ooh, 1555 on the timer. Like these people, it's it's not just the current masculine named Josh who's a sociopath. A lot of these other people are also sociopaths that think with criminal minds. And it takes, if you're thinking this hard about what strategies you're going to use and crap like that, and then if your victims are ever found, and if they find you, Lord shit fucking worth the trouble, oh boy. Because they're going to find out that your ass, you premeditated the murder in first degree. Premeditated harm and premeditated murder. Anyways, just Dottie wanted Casey to stay there for as long as her mother wanted her to do. But Casey has kids now, and that's a beautiful thing. But I feel bad for her children and future generations because they're the ones that are going to have to suffer with karmic debts to pay off in this lifetime and especially in the next lifetime. Like, holy shit. 33. J.H. James. He's in a small family band called Psycho. And that's hyphenating that name. Okay? But the whole family was involved. He's a very talented high priest and had a huge stronghold over my life with everything, okay? And I think he was involved in trying to make plans with the hitmen. Excuse me, hitman. There were several coven members. I want to say it was more the men that were working with the hitmen. And maybe a handful of women that were dealing with the hitmen as well. It's like getting both sides of ideas of what to use and discussing these ideas in a meeting with the hitmen, and then the hitmen like making the final decisions because they've been doing that shit for years. And I think James also played a big part when it comes to tax fraud, tax evasion, stealing people's social security numbers, and buying illegal weapons off the dark web. He also astral traveled to me in my sleep, did sex magic, and cursed every part of my life. And he's definitely got, when he's in front of people, he puts on a facade. that, oh, he's all about family, not just with his family, but with, the karmic family. But behind closed doors, I think he's very rough around the edges. 34, DH, Dana. She's married to James. She's in the same family band called Psycho. I think she was hiding behind the scenes so I wouldn't think twice. But for a long time now, when I was putting the pieces of the puzzle together, oh, I found out, and she she had a strong hold over me, but not as much as her husband did. But she did. I believe she had a voodoo doll of me and did a lot of beauty and body magic. Okay, and used divination to spy on me, using both tarot cards and runes. And she made sure to keep me in poverty and wanted me homeless. I can see her, you know, being this total like innocent 2141 as I'm about to say this. Because I've seen the family when I went to the music venues. And definitely a facade of, oh, sweet and innocent, da 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 da, but behind closed doors, wicked. Wicked. Okay, and the next one you have J.H. That's Jacob. He's a son of James and Dana. He's in the same family band called Psycho. I think he's been working his way up to becoming a dark high priest. And I think he uses runes for divination and spied on me. And the same shit with the astral traveling, did sex magic on me, and cursed my entire life. And once again, rough around the edges. And spiritually in the astral travel with the sex magic, just sense that it was very rough around the edges. Because, I mean, rape. Or grape, as they say. Number 36, MP. Mike. He's tall with gray hair and has a long beard. I used to have very intellectual conversations with him. I think Mike used to be a felon, but he's a dark high priest who stomped on my life in every way. I think he did chaos magic too. He did everything he could to make sure that I wouldn't cross paths with my DN, Sean, but if I did cross paths, then mental mind illusion magic always made sure that Sean would be rude to me so that I would be disgusted with him and not want him. This is psychology, bro. Hmm. Okay. And he's another one that I think is one of the few that could feel sorry for what he did. As I said here, however, something tells me that not only is he pissed off for believing in Josh's lies, but he also knows the truth about how I've been innocent this whole time. And I think he's one of the few who feels terrible for what he did, and he knows he's got karmic debt now. And he could very well be going to jail for the second time in his life now. 37, SB, Sandy. I met her when she was dating Mike. And Sandy was an elementary school teacher, and we talked about the educational field because I was going to school for education, but we were talking about just the educational field and getting a job, but I couldn't work at her educational institution because I didn't do elementary. My degree was for middle school and higher. Anyways, she is also a dark high priestess who reads tarot and runes, but I think some people wanted her services too much. Like, if some people in the coven couldn't pay to get readings from other practitioners, or if they didn't know how to read tarot themselves, and they would go to her. But I mean, this was on a constant basis to the point where she could have gotten annoyed because she's one of the smart ones that know that if you keep doing tarot and runes every day, every day, every day on the same person, you're gonna get karma for that because you are entering into their energy without their permission every fucking day. And I mean, for everything that the coven was doing, you're gonna get the same fucking answers every goddamn day. Damn near. But I mean, with how much magic was going on, the energy changing, and these people were impatient as fuck to see if the magic was working. And I mean, they wanted like overnight success. Bruh. Like, depending on what you want and what you're asking for, take, a week or a month or two. I mean, for me, any magic I've done, protection and defense. That's it. Like, I don't do evil shit. And I know that I was constantly called a dark witch because a lot of people were getting karma. And the karmic masculine would be like, oh, see, all these bad things are happening to you because she's doing black magic. No, it's just energy going back to where it came from. As they say, karma's a bitch. But anyways, well, she cursed my life, kept me stagnant, and tried to make me sick too. But something tells me that she's not happy about what she did, but yet she's like, it's neutral. Like, it's a neutral feeling that she has for what she did. Not good, not bad, just like neutral in the middle. It's weird to me. The next one, MG Marcus. There's so much shit to say about you, but it would be a combination of the Lord of the Rings, Twilight, and the Harry Potter novels rolled all into one, boy. And I know you're a dark high priest who had a crush on me, or you fell in love with me or something, and not to mention all of the flirtatious comments that you made towards me. but I had to play it cool for familiar reasons. Excuse me. Not familiar. Familiar. For family reasons. If you catch my drift. My DM and his mother saw those comments. Everybody did. And they're all like, what's up with this dude? When you're with Sean, all I could say was, I have to play it cool for other family reasons. And I'll leave it at that. But I know you did a lot of sex magic on me. And perhaps you tried to make me your spiritual spouse. The way my karmic masculine did. And maybe you tried to bind me to you as well. Because I know my karmic masculine binded me to him. And the sad part is, man, I had known you since I was a kid. I knew you since I was a kid, and I thought you were a cool dude. I really did. And I thought it was awesome, when my 21st birthday came around and you bought me a bottle of, what was it, Caribbean rum, whatever. I was like, Rock, you're 21? I thought you were cool, dude. But what a fucking shame. Next one. Wow, 32:23 in the timer. QP is the next one. And that name is Quint. That is such a fucking weird ass name. I've never heard of a name like that. Excuse me. Oh, hello. Water make me go pee pee. So, Quint, Dark High Priest, cursed me by making me stagnant and did a shit ton of sex magic on me. And was involved with sharing info about me with the hitman. Gang stalked me and wanted me homeless. The next one, T.H. Taylor, Dark High Priest. And I think he also played a big role in scheduling meetings for the coven so they could talk about different strategies on how to sacrifice me and how to make me homeless because, hey, if she's homeless, then we have easier access to her to get her. But I know I'm divinely protected. And he sacrificed people in the past before because close to very close to not only the karmic masculine Josh, but also very close to Craig. Okay. These people were driving it on home with being stagnant, because you got no money, so you can't move forward. They're making you sick. So if you ever do get a fucking job, you're too sick to fucking work anyways. The next one, number 41, Talking about three people here and wrote on to one. Excuse me, I feel like I got a burp. Excuse me. First person, the initials are ER. You know, it sounds like emergency room. The next one is D, D as in dog, and then S as the son of Sam. So you have ER and DS, and then DS's brother. So I can't remember his name right now. Well, the first name you have is Eric, Danny, and Danny's brother. And they all played in a band called Twins, which obviously is not the full name. And all three guys cursed my love life. Once again, stagnant and wanted me homeless. That's sickening, yo. I'm 42. NR. The name is Noel. And usually Noel is a guy's name, but this is a girl's name. And she dated Eric for years. And me personally, I think she's got some mental health issues because her moods are always fluctuating. Okay? I don't think she's a dark high priestess, but I think she's a kitchen witch. I think that she and Eric and another guy from the band would go over to Sean's house a few times and made sure that he was the only one that was eating the food that was, poisoned, and everybody else ate the regular shit. The gross part was the cursed part. Cursed with menstrual blood. Ugh. Okay. And also, whenever they went to his house and people were drinking, they could have poisoned his drink too. Uh-huh. However, when it comes to me, I think Noel was cursing the shit out of my money and my love life. Dude, it was just money, love life, money, love life. Okay? And stagnancy constantly. Number 43, we have JJ. First name is Jesse. He's in a band called Promethean. Not the full name, of course, but everybody in that band participated in cursing me in some way. And I know Jesse screwed around with my love life, and I think the others cursed. Wow, did you hear that? With the heater went on when I said cursing my love life, and I think the others stomped on my finances and did a lot of sex magic on me, because you gotta remember, as I've always said before, and I'll repeat myself again, blood magic and sex magic are the two most powerful forms of magic. That's why if any food was poisoned it was poisoned by blood. And usually menstrual cycle blood. It's disgusting. Okay, and then the sex magic. I mean, even looking at somebody's picture and masturbating to it, that's considered sex magic too. Or astral traveling to them for sex magic. Crazy. Number 44. SJ. Sarah. She's married to Jesse, and I think she had a secret voodoo doll of me. But she cursed my love life and kept me stagnant. Number 45, SF. Steven. This this one really blew my mind, but I definitely had my suspicions because of the people that he plays in a band with, but I was second guessing myself, but no, man, follow your first fucking instincts. Plays in a band called Void. The name's been shortened, but everybody participated. I have very fond memories of Steven. The fuck? Very fond memories of him because, shit, I knew him for like 12 to 14 years. But unfortunately, he betrayed me by lying and gossiping about me. And I think he took a financial bribe from someone to relay personal info about me because he's known me for so damn long. What a fucking shame. Number 46, ML. Marlon is in the same band as Steven is. Marlon sacrificed animals and rituals to curse everything in my life, and it made me sick. I think he wanted me to get cancer or some other terminal illness. Seriously. When I say sacrifice, I'm talking about sacrificing cats and raccoons, maybe. The next one, 47, JB, Jessica. And usually the name Jessica is spelled as Jessica, but with her, it's spelled with the K. She and I were good friends, and our birthdays were only a few days apart. And she and I and Stephen used to hang out a lot, but they both betrayed me by relaying info about my life at the time, especially when it came to my finances. What a fucking shame, too. It amazes me, man. It really does. Number 48, JG. Jen. She's from Colombia and a very skilled dark high priestess, and she worked with Dottie, Julie, and Heather, who owns the music venue. And they all together to curse everything, especially my love life and my finances. They've been relentless when it comes to all this cursing and hexing. But here's the end part with Jen. Stories about Jen. When I first met her, she was dating a guy named Michael, and she left him because she said that he was abusing her. I was vulnerable and believed it at the time, but in all honesty, I don't think he abused her. I don't. I think she just got bored with him because he didn't spoil her. FYI, I let Jen keep all of her stuff at my house in the spare bedroom after she left Michael. But don't worry, I gave all her shit back to her. So she can't hold shit over my head with that. I gave her all her stuff back. The next part. After leaving Michael, she quickly started dating another guy named Preston. They didn't date long, but they bought a house and a car together. Well, after a few months of dating, Jen ended up leaving Preston without an explanation Because of that, Preston was stuck paying for everything. I thought that was really fucked up and heartbreaking as hell. Really, I mean, and had no remorse. No remorse. And of course, he couldn't pay for everything, so he had to sell it all back. And I think Jen left Preston because she got bored of him and because he couldn't spoil her either. 25-25. There you go for that one, guys.